Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. I'm Forrest, and this is the AI to 1 million challenge. I've also decided that this is also a challenge to open source the world. I think that closed source software is partially responsible for a lot of the problems that we have in the world, and open source largely solves a lot of those issues. And you can still make money with open source software. You can make money building software that AI can build. Somebody could just copy you, but a small selection of people would be willing to do that. And there's quite a few open source software projects out there that are profitable. So, with that in mind, what I've decided to do, I worked on this yesterday. I did record some video of it, but what I did yesterday was I released the Video Clippy project. So what this is an amalgamation of these two open source repos combined and given explicit instructions to use Whisper for transcribing the text out of the audio, and a few other instructions for simple commands. So essentially, what you do here is you would copy this repository. You would go into your AI, open up an AI. I would use Cursor because the hobby plan includes a ton of free token usage. I've tried a few other um, coding AI platforms out there, and they just run out of ability incredibly quickly comparative to Cursor. So you would open this up, you would just tell Cursor, hey, can you pull the information out of this repo to create a program that can clip videos into smaller short form clips? And then what you do there is essentially you just talk to the AI. You tell it, I want videos that are so by default it's videos that are over 3 minutes. It'll clip videos that are over 3 minutes. So if you put in an hour-long podcast, it's going to at minimum pull clips that are 3 minutes or longer. You can also say I want vertical videos, and it will cut vertical videos out of your podcast, out of your long form content, and then you could post that to other socials. And this is something that you have to pay for with Opus, typically Opus.pro. There's a few other AI short form clipping content sites out there, and they're pretty expensive. And this is 100% free to using the software that I have at this point. So what you do is you download this, you put it in AI. If you use AI subscription like Cursor, it becomes something that you end up having to pay for if you use higher end models, if you use more than the free plan. But again, that's why I would use the way I look at AI right now is the way that Uber was in its early days. VCs funded Uber, and Uber was unprofitable for years. And so it was the best option for ride sharing. Uber and Lyft were both the same, right? So you could take advantage of the fact that VCs were partially funding your ride. And that's what I think with AI at this point. These AI models, everything about AI, there's obviously they're trying to make profits somewhere, but there's sort of these lost leaders that you can take advantage of in this current era that we're in AI. So in my opinion, the free plan of Cursor is one of those areas. And what I would do is just again bring this into Cursor, tell it what you want it to do, give it the footage. So you would put your video in the footage folder that it creates. You can put an outro, an intro, whatever you want, and tell it to include that. And then it will basically start to transcribe that, look through the transcriptions, and cut clips out of it, completely automated. With This is going to depend how the speed of it's going to depend on how fast your computer is, because a lot of it has to be rendered locally. But that's really going to be costing not much whatsoever in the form of electricity. And the other thing here too is this is custom built for me, right? I had this issue where I wanted to clip videos out of my old documentaries, and most clipping sites are designed to create vertical clips, which is not what I wanted because shorts make no money whatsoever. And shorts have to be pretty intentional in the way that they're designed because you need to grab people's attention immediately. And you have to have some sort of interesting aspect near the end that they stay tuned for. That's the only way that you're going to go above a couple of thousands of views. And you have to get millions of views for a short to be profitable whatsoever. So that wasn't what I wanted. So that's why I built this. And those platforms that create clips, they'll they're designed to be short. And so I couldn't find one that had clips that were actually long, 3 minutes or longer. I didn't feel like my channel would benefit from releasing horizontal videos on YouTube from that were a minute and a half. I just felt like that was not worth producing and releasing, and my channel would suffer drastically. But I could provide value if the clips were 3 minutes or longer. So with my computer is like a mid-range build from 2020. It takes 30 minutes to cut 5 clips from a 20-minute long video. So I just set this thing up. I literally have a command in my cursor here where you can actually see, what did I see here? I scrolled quite a bit up here. So I have a command where I just say stop and it stops processing. I have a command where, so I ran into some issues here packaging this for GitHub. It deleted all my videos out of the footage because I said get this ready to post on GitHub. It didn't create a git nor, which then I did create afterwards. But I basically have a command where I just say right here, I just say go, and then I just say stop. And the reason I do this is because it is using up a lot of my compute of my computer. So if I was to my second live stream on this channel, actually, I had this running in the background and it was incredibly laggy. And it's because it was using the GPU and the CPU, and I just didn't really like that. So I like being able to just say stop and then go. I just let it go all night, and I have literally hundreds of videos for it to still to go through. And I've now have dozens of clips that this has created. I ran into a bunch of issues trying to refine this. I eventually fixed all of those, and that's what you're seeing here on this GitHub. So there, I'll post a link in the description here for this GitHub if anybody wants to try it. It's called Video Clippy. And if you run into any issues, you can create a pull request. You can push a commit. You can raise an issue there. And then also, I want to show you guys. Let's go to path to Bitcoin.xyz. This here is my projects that I'm working on. And I also have a beta tester form. So if anybody wants to work with me a little bit, try some of these things out, and give me some feedback. This is especially going to be important when I start actually launching apps. So this app that I built here is basically like a command line interface that an AI can use, and it's all sort of happening on the command line in the background. But I'll actually be building some front-facing apps, like Dinner Time is the first one that I'll be building, and I need some people to put their emails in, put their name in, and sign up for testing. So that would be incredibly helpful if anybody wanted to do that. I also just wanted to thank everybody here for watching my latest video here. This is 400 views, 16 likes, one comment. I really appreciate everybody stopping by and checking out this latest video here. 31 minutes. This is the first week review here of what I was able to do with AI, and there'll be another one. I plan to do these every week. This week, admittedly, I mean, you guys have probably seen this is my first live this week, and it's Friday, so I haven't been able to do a lot. I haven't been able to get behind the keyboard as far as AI goes because my other work has uh, takes importance over this project. This is a side project that I'm working on, so things will go slowly, but nonetheless, they will be progressing. So by me putting out this video clippy, this is essentially one of my projects done, right? And there will be some iteration and fine tuning. And I expect the open source community to be a part of that at this point because I have built what is working for my specific use case. And if I can make this better, and if other people can make it better, then that's great. And we can build something really cool here with the GitHub. But as far as I'm concerned, my the majority of my early work on this project is finished, and I can move on to the next ones. So let's actually move on to the next ones here. We have a little bit of time. We don't have too much time. I got to go live on my other channel here. So let's open up Cursor. Let's take a look at the meal prep app, and we'll open that up. I also messed around with Fable 5 or whatever it is a little bit, which is the new. Um, let's actually take a quick little peek here. I want to show you guys something. Um, so I messed around with Fable 5 and found that it was incredibly expensive and worked pretty good. I basically my main website, which is again my most important sort of business thing, I decided to say, "Hey, show me everything that's wrong with this, and then do all the upgrades." And so this is my cursor usage. So this is what I'm talking about here. By all of this is free using the auto model. All of this is free, and I haven't even gone into tapping into the $16 a month that I pay here. But if you go down, you can see here I used Claude 4.5 Sonnet, and I used Claude Fable 5 Thinking High. And so to redo my website on the back end, fixed a few SEO things, a couple security things that were really small. That cost $17 worth of credits to use that. So it's incredibly expensive. That was as essentially two prompts. One prompt is find all the issues, and it started spitting off these sub agents that used Composer. Okay, so here, this is actually the initial prompt here was finding it all, and it started using Composer fast in sub agents to look through specific parts. And then this one here was actually implementing all of that into the code. So that's probably about $20 to do that, which I don't know if that's cheap or not. I think, like, getting somebody else to do that, look through all your code manually would probably cost more than 20 bucks, right? Um, and the auto probably wouldn't have been able to catch any of that, right? Because I've actually done that with Composer originally. So auto is Composer here. And it gave me a couple things, but then I implemented those, but then Fable 5 caught more of it because it's a more advanced model. So let's go back to Cursor here. We got the local host is not running, so let's do that. npm run dev. So actually, what I want to do right now with you guys, and I know there's actually nobody watching, which is funny that I'm saying you guys are here, but I imagine we'll get a couple replays. What I want to do here is, let's see, there's a couple things I need to fix, and I'm wondering if I should fix those in the HTML version of this or if I should create the APK. What I really want to do is create the APK. There's a couple issues like probably need to set up an API for the Google Calendar to be automated more because right now this just sends you back to the sends you to the Google Calendar app or opens it up. Yeah, I think it opens it up in the app, or if you're on desktop, it would open up another browser. So, um, okay, so let's dictate this right now. I want to create an APK file for this so that I can post this on Google Console and get this approved on what the hell? I don't know what's going on here. If anybody knows how to make it so that you can still dictate after this thing stops, that would be amazing. Okay. I was actually thinking I'm gonna try this Kimi K2 for this. This is a cheaper Chinese model here, but I wanna see how much this costs to do this because I have lots of credits because I've had a whole year of paying for this, so I might as well use them up. I wanna create an APK file for, publishing this on Google Console. Let's use the Kimi K2, and let's actually track the usage a little bit as well as it does this. Another thing I've been messing around with a little bit is this plan mode. I think is really good. I think what can be really interesting here is using a powerful model to plan something and then using a cheaper model or the free auto model to actually run it, which is pretty cool system to create efficiencies. I think there's a lot of efficiencies that I can do, and there's actually yeah, there's a couple other things too. If we look here, back to agents, you can set up automations now with Cursor. So I tried to do this with that could actually be something that if somebody wants to begin fixing some of the or putting in some changes into Video Clippy, they could create the ability to create an automation so that you don't have to say stop and go. It just automatically does it. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this begins planning. Can help you create an APK for Google Play. This is a progressive web app. You want to use trusted web activity, which wraps your web app in a native Android shell. Let's actually just check the usage again here. Hmm, not seeing Kimmy show up. There it is. 7 cents. I mean, it hasn't really done much. It's spent, it's created 118,000 tokens. Hasn't done a lot yet, so I'm going to continue working on this with this model. Okay, option one, bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is Google's official tool for converting. Okay, cool. Build the APK manual. What you'll need, your hosted URL. Yep, for signing the APK. Key store for signing the APK. Create once, keep secure. That's something I'll have to do off stream. Asset links, JSON file proving you own the domain. Okay. I've already created a Play Console account. Do you have a custom domain? Mm, okay, so let's do option one. Do everything that you need to do without acquiring information from me, and let me know what information you end up needing as you come up to it, and I will give you that info. So I really like, I mean, that's pretty amazing that this model, I mean, we'll see as it starts to actually begin doing more work, but 7 cents to figure out a plan, not the worst, not the worst. This will be open source as well. If anybody wants to change it, adjust it. I think there's a couple other things. So one reason I was a little bit reluctant to make this an APK right now is there are some things that I just need to fix up as far as aesthetics go. Oh, and as far as aesthetics go, I actually found this really cool website. So if we go, how do we go to bookmarks? I am not good at this kind of stuff. Let's see. Oh my God, where is it? AI. There it is. Yeah, so this is a website that's free that shows you landing page designs. So you can actually take some of this information, like literally what I did to change pleb tools. So I recreated pleb tools to look a lot nicer. It looks a lot cleaner now. And all I did was I actually looked in here and I did, what did I do? Charts, I think. And then this was the one I took and I downloaded an HD screenshot, which is this massive video picture file here, and then I gave Cursor that and said, "Recreate my website in this aesthetic." And it did quite a good job. I like this here. I mean, we could add some charts, maybe one of these charts in here, but I really like I mean, this is way cleaner, way less noise, to actually have, this aesthetic here. So these are websites, but if we go to browse all, we can begin looking for inspiration. We could say cursor use part of this to reskin the theme here. Um, yeah, some of these are pretty nice, and all of this is free. There's paid sites that are like this, and I was thinking actually of trying to find one of these, but for apps, because that's what I'm designing at this point. If we go here, I could just paste this in because right now I actually don't mind the aesthetic of this app, but it is very AI. A lot of AI web pages look like this, and I think it's actually very functional and not terrible looking. But I do wonder if it maybe looks a little bit too much like AI made this. And that's always my goal when I make these things is I always say like take out all the M dashes, make this so it looks less AI. I purposely do that all the time. So let's see what kind of usage we're at here with old Kimmy. So we're 9 cents in at 356 tokens. So this was reading. So cache read input. Okay. Output. Cache read is much higher. So it's actually beginning to look through a lot of the memory and a lot of the information on here. Probably could just use the auto one for this too. I don't think it's that hard. Like I think a lot of people build web apps, progressive web apps, and then turn them into APKs. Be cool to sideload this APK as well, put it on F-Droid, and I mean, there's no Bitcoin component, so I guess not Zap Store, but maybe there could be. What kind of Bitcoin component could I add to this app? Um, could add. Okay, what's this? What's your? Is it on for sale? I believe that is it. Is it not? Nope. Let's see. What's for dinner? Sable. Okay. What happened here? Why did it go all the way to the top? Quick question. Okay, so it didn't even ask. Oh, yeah. First question. What is your domain where your app is hosted or a custom domain you own? While you check that, let me start creating the Android project structure. Taking longer than expected. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Take longer. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. There we go. 12 cents. Oh my God, this is costing me a fortune. This is costing me a fortune, guys. Yeah, so we have this app here. I could probably give it this information too, maybe. Dinner time. Let's see. View app. Have at least 12 testers opt in to your closed test. Yeah, so I need to get some people to opt in for this test. I think identify issues. Internal testing. Select testers. Up to 100 testers can join your internal test. You can choose more than 100 testers, but only first 100 to join will be successful. Create an email list to add users that have access to this testing program. Okay, so let's create email, add email addresses. Okay. So I will do this, upload CSV file. I've already created, I mean, a few people have already signed up for testers. I need 12 people to test though. So that might be a challenge at this early stage in this project. But well, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so it's creating Android project files, placeholders for the URL that can fill in, Android manifest. Let's see what else. All right. It's doing the work here. It's putting in work. Old Kimmy K2, which used to be, I mean, I remember when Kimmy K2 came out, people were like, oh, this is going to break everything. Like, you can run this. This is incredibly cheap. And it really is. I mean, it's incredibly cheap so far. And I think that open source and local models are this check and balance for AI. I think that a lot of people are going to just absolutely need to create efficiency when it comes to these models, and there will be consistent bottlenecks that these large frontier models reach, and they will continue to pretend that they're getting better when they are not progressing at the same level that they were. That's my theory with AI. I think that it's sort of like a diminishing return kind of metric. And I think that because of that, open source models will be able to catch up and consistently lag behind, but be at a level where someone like me that doesn't necessarily need like what you can do, I think, with AI is you can be a lot more efficient than what people are doing, where they're like, okay, this brand new model came out, Fable, that's twice as expensive as Opus 4.8. Well, I'm gonna just use it for everything. I think there's people that are definitely not doing that, but I think a lot of people are, and I think that's not the way to use AI. You use again, you use them when you need to, and I think that at some point here, when I'm ready to launch or when I feel ready to launch, I will do the same thing where I take the best model that I can and I say, take a look at everything here. And it spends 20 bucks in tokens like it did here. And then it gives you all this information. It create and I'll put it in planning mode. And then I'll give it a cheaper model to implement the plan because all that information is already there. It's already been discovered by the better model. And yeah, it might cost 20 bucks again to do it. And I'll have made an app for like $25, like, and an app that I think is quite good actually. Whereas other people, like, you hear these stories of these companies burning through, their entire budget of tokens and AI spend in the first couple of months of the year. And it's because the companies are like, let's take the guardrails off, let's move incredibly fast, let's beat all the competition by using AI more than other ones. And I mean, maybe that works, but I don't think it really does. And there's a lot of room for efficiency. And I think efficiency, profitability, uh, leanness with a company and a business is a massive strength because you can always expand up, but it's actually harder to cut fat, I find. Okay. So it's done quite a lot here. Settings. Let's create a settings, build, properties. Let's maybe look into these a little more. Hmm. All right. Well, I'm gonna let this thing do its thing. Go check out the new beta testing here. Again, that's linked in the description too. You can sign up. I'm gonna need some testers. We can work together on a couple things. Check out the GitHub. I've got the new project Clippy Let's see, where is it? Video Clippy right here. You can go give it a star, check it out, use it yourself if you want to. Use the free plan of Cursor to do so, and you will find that it's able to cut clips from your videos pretty successfully. So that's it for right now, guys. Not a super exciting live stream, I know. Just wanted to really catch you up with what I've been working on, which hasn't been a lot, but there will be a lot more to come. So thanks, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.